Welcome back, Patriots. Welcome to Sons of Liberty 1773. I'm your host, Bill Bailey. If you live in Michigan, actually anywhere in America, but this particularly affects Michigan, regarding a radical gun bill that the Democrats are going to pass and enforce on us. I'm going to go over it with you here in Michigan. I warned everybody. This is what the totalitarians do. They have to take the guns before they can really put the jackboot on everybody's throat, right? And it didn't take these Democrats, they're really communists, very long. I mean, we have the trifecta of evil here in Michigan, right? So quick call out before I get going. I always have my affiliate link to My Patriot Supply for this channel in the descriptions of the video, along with the promo code at MyPillow. Which is SOL1773 is the promo code at mypillow.com. Today in American Revolutionary War history, George Washington, my hero, my favorite founding father, tricked British General William Howe at White Marsh, Pennsylvania. Washington had been warned of the plan for a planned attack and was waiting for Howe and had set extra campfires to indicate a larger force was present. This was beautiful, by the way. It's night, right? You're looking down in the forest. You know, the revolutionary or the colonial soldiers are down there, right? And you see campfires everywhere, and you think, wow, freaking Washington's got a hell of an army. And they were just a lot of campfires. So that was brilliant on Washington's point. Howe returned to Philadelphia on December 8th after 2 days of skirmishes. And the Revolutionary War quote of the day is, "Liberty must at all hazards be supported. We have a right to it, derived from our Maker. But if we had not, our fathers have earned and bought it for us at the expense of their ease, their estates, their pleasure, and their blood." That is a quote by John Adams, cousin of Samuel Adams. So I hate what's happening to our country, my friends. It's all bad. They are leading us on the road to ruin. It's what governments always do. Our founders chained our government because they studied all the fallen governments and governments of the day. They're all tyrannical and said, we want a government. We need a little of it. Not a lot, and they gave us a limited government, a representative republic. So we the people, would run the government. Something never been done in history, right? People are always ruled. We would be the rulers of our government, the masters of our estates. And it worked really good for about 250 years, and it's fallen apart really quick, and we have to save it because... or we're going to go back into the dark ages. So here it is, folks, and this is really bad. I think I have it right here. House Bill 6544. You can look this up. Just Google House Bill number 6544, and it'll pull this up. December 1st, 2022, introduced by Representative Democrat Communist Pepper. He is down in, I think, Dearborn. Dearborn is his district, and referred to the Committee on Military Veterans and Homeland Security. A bill to, boy, listen to this, folks. It's short, but it's evil. A bill to ban the manufacture, possession, purchase, and sale of assault weapons, to provide certain powers and duties for certain state and local officials and agencies, to provide for the promulgation of rules, and to provide penalties. The people of the state of Michigan enact, that would be the communist, American-hating Democrats of the state of Michigan enacts Section 1 is used in this act. Assault weapon means a semi-automatic rifle that has the ability to accept a detachable magazine and has one or more of the following characteristics: a pistol grip or thumb hole stock. That's all ARs, by the way, folks. Any feature capable of functioning as a protruding grip that can be held by the non-trigger hand, folding or telescoping stock. I think that would be SKSs and obviously ARs. A lot of guns, to be honest. A shroud that is attached to or partially or completely encircles the barrel and that permits the shooter to hold the firearm with the non-trigger hand without being burned, but excluding a slide that encloses the barrel, except as otherwise provided in this section beginning January 1st, 2024. Listen to this, people. Beginning January 1st, 2024, a person shall not manufacture, possess, purchase, or sell an assault weapon in this state. An assault weapon is, the scary term for just a semi-automatic gun that have been around since the dawn of time, damn near, for well over, for 100 years or more. A person may continue to possess an assault weapon that the person legally possessed before the effective date of this act if both the following apply. The person registers the assault weapon with the Department of State Police in compliance with rules adopted for that purpose by the Department of State Police. The person renews the registration of the assault weapon every 5 years. So this is a full-on. So they're saying you can't buy, sell, or manufacture any semi-automatic guns that meet this criteria after January 1st, 2024. But we're going to be nice and let you keep your legally owned firearms that you already own. But we are going to make you register them, and you need to do it every 5 years. So the person registers assault weapon with the Department of State Police in compliance with rules adopted for the purpose by the Department of State Police. The person renews the registration of the assault weapon every 5 years. A person who violates subsection 1 is guilty of a felony punishable by imprisonment for not more than 5 years. The Department of State Police shall promulgate rules pursuant to the Administrative Procedures Act of 1969, 1969 PA 306, MCL 24.201 to 24.328 to implement this act. So I knew this was coming. And look, if this is allowed to stand, they're going to vote on it. Look, the bill's been brought up, but they're not going to vote on it until they take over the legislature January 1st, not even a month away. They're going to rush this right through, okay? And then it goes into effect. We have until a year to fight this bill because it is unconstitutional, so it never goes into effect. However, we've seen how broken and corrupt our judicial system is. It's as full of political rot and evil as everything else. So don't think that this isn't going to go into full effect a year from January 1st. And if this is allowed to stand, where they can make us register our legally owned long guns right now that we do not have to register, they're going to register all the guns. They're going to say we need all guns registered. And what does gun registration lead to? Hello, gun confiscation, right? I know some of you are already saying it. So again, if you want to look this bill up and read it yourself or print a copy, share it. Just search House Bill number 6544. Now, the Michigan Constitution, I'm sorry, folks, let me make that a little bigger so you can see it. There we go. Every person has a right to keep and bear arms for the defense of himself and the state. Better add some pronouns there, right? The woke people. And then, of course, the Second Amendment. And the commas are really important, folks, when you read this. A well-regulated militia, comma, being necessary to the security of a free state, comma, the rights of the people, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, comma, shall not be infringed. That is a federal law, and federal law, when it's in the Constitution, usurps state law, right? Whatever's not, whatever powers the federal government doesn't have, the 10th Amendment kicks in, right? And the states' rights. But when it comes to the Second Amendment, that's one of our rights in the Bill of Rights, right? And so this needs to go to court and be fought. But Gretchen Whitmer is a full-out communist. She believes in a totalitarian state. I mean, she did the brutal lockdowns. I mean, the worst in the country, right? She has no respect for you, me, anybody else. You're either part of their cult or you're not. And you know what's coming to Michigan, and you know this is a real doozy here. This will have to go on the Constitution, this particular bill, but this is House Joint Resolution Y. This is a complete takeover of the energy production and distribution in Michigan. A constitutional amendment. It will be on the ballot in 2024. Do you think it won't pass, folks, after what they just did in Michigan? And it will be the Hugo Chavez energy production here in Michigan. Line 5, you know, the Line 5 pipeline that the UP depends on. And these people do not want it. They do not want Enbridge to be able to build a channel, like the English Channel with the pipeline encased in it, well below the lake bed, so boat anchors or anything won't keep it. They don't want it at all because they want to control energy. They want to control your power to your house, your heat, your air conditioning, your appliances. I mean, they want control of your private property. They want to take your guns so you can't defend yourself against a tyrannical government, right? I knew this was coming. This is the next step in the tyrannical takeover of this country by the communists. To really put the jackboot of tyranny and rule over us, you know, in complete control. They know they can't do that without taking our guns. And this radical gun bill in Michigan is the first step toward that. I mean, I'll tell you, people are going to start looking for free states to move to. And they're going to just start flocking out of Michigan like they are California. And these are going to just turn into liberal shitholes. I hate the thought of that because I love Michigan. But, you know, I'm not going to live under tyranny. In states like Texas and states that embrace freedom and are God-given liberties and protect them, they're going to look really good to people. You know, low taxes. You have all your freedoms, your rights to your guns, your private property. You know, people are going to move to those states. So, you know, I won't read the whole. Let me find it here. Hang on just a second, folks. Right here. Here we go. I won't read the whole preamble to the Declaration, but just this part, okay? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly, All experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former system of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let's facts be submitted to a candid world. And then it goes through the 27 grievances they have, right? So it is our job, our duty, to throw off a tyrannical government, which is kind of where ours is heading. Normally, the way we get rid of these evil bastards is we, somebody that's not got our interest at heart in politics, whether it's the president, a governor, a congressman, a senator, or a legislator. We vote them out, right? We find good people to run, we get behind them, and we vote out the bad people. But it don't seem to be working much like it used to, right? So let me know what you think, folks. I think, I just wanted to enjoy my retirement years, maybe have a, old Mopar convertible muscle car, ride around northern Michigan in the summers, sell a little real estate, take a vacation once in a while, and enjoy, the greatest country in human history. But that America no longer exists, and my future is changing, along with all of ours for the worse. I guess I was lucky to enjoy the good years in America when it was a great, much greater country. I really want to bring back that country for future generations to enjoy like we have. But you got to go through, how many times have I said that? You got to go through hell to get to heaven. So we're heading into a storm. The economy, I've shared watched my couple previous videos talking about the economy. It's all coming unglued, folks. People are broke. They can't afford to make ends meet. They lied to us on the amount of money that was spent on Black Friday, saying it was in the billions. All the stores I went to, there was no one there. And a lot of videos on the internet, same thing happening everywhere. One guy that works at a Walmart said, they had their big sale with all the electronics, said there was no one, it was just a regular busy day. And when they closed up most of the big electronics they expected to be sold out, they still had them, a lot of it in stock. And so this Christmas is going to be a disaster. As far as Christmas shopping, it's going to be way down. The shipping is crashing. The big shipping containers, ships, they're not shipping because there's no demand for goods. China is falling apart. The whole world is in a mess, but especially America, because we led the way with catastrophic debt we've created, but the rest of the world's not in a lot better shape. So we're heading into a Great Depression because 45 didn't win, however you want to, on YouTube, remember. And we got Joe Biden. The world is turning dark, and it's turning dark quick. All because the uniparty cabal cannot stand Donald Trump or the America First patriots that want to put America first and not this corporate political monster that they take care of each other and they screw us. Donald Trump was a direct threat to their money and power, as were the candidates we were running. And they were willing to, the Republican Party, to starve our candidates of money, to stop the red tsunami. Luckily, we ended up with a red wave. We got the House. Ends up we're going to have a pretty good majority in the House. But we'll see what they do. They don't have the Senate, so the only power they have to get stuff done when they find people that need to be indicted, removed from office, and all this stuff with these investigations, is they have the power of the purse. And they need to shut this government down and use that power. If they don't, the tyranny that's taken root, it's going to be like pouring fertilizer on it. And it's going to really, a miracle grow. It's going to really sprout like it is here in Michigan with these demonic people. I should have put some devil horns on Gretchen. She's got the look. Wicked leadership here in Michigan. And the Republican establishment was willing to burn the country to the ground rather than have people come to power that would break up all the criminal activity and return the power and the peace and prosperity to the people. So we're on the road to hell, okay? And they got the wheel and they are hitting the supercharger. Remember Mad Max? He'd pull that lever and the blower would kick in, or what was the other one? Lone Wolf McQuade with his Ram Charger, right? They're hitting the supercharger, folks. That's what's happening. And speeding toward the inferno they're taking us to. So World War III is looking more and more likely. The nuclear triad, right? You know, there's land-based nuclear missiles, missiles on submarines, nuclear missiles, and then aircraft that carry nuclear missiles. Ukraine, with NATO help, targeted a deep in Russia military base with some of their nuclear, a couple of their nuclear bombers. We don't know that there were nukes on them. Probably wasn't, but they attacked them. They attacked their, part of their nuclear triad. I shouldn't laugh, folks. None of this would have happened under Trump. Just wouldn't. You can hate Trump all you want, but you're just going to have to deal with the reality of it. Joe and the communists are destroying America and the world. They're leading us into the greatest depression in World War III, and we wouldn't be here with Trump. And if you had a problem with his mean tweets, hopefully you've had an epiphany, and you realize now those mean tweets were probably called for, and they weren't that bad. I would definitely live with a booming economy, no inflation, energy independence, no botched pullout out of Afghanistan, no open border, no war with Ukraine. You know, Russia would have never went into Ukraine with Trump. They did in his first 4 years. Joe broadcasts weakness. Weak. He's a weak leader. And our enemies, they love Joe Biden because you can do what you want with a cowardly America. So you guys get it. So anyways, keep prepping, keep stocking up. Hey, I was going to, let me pull this up. Anybody familiar with, comment in the comments, Goldbacks? I think I want to get some. I think these are really awesome. I've been reading up. I seen Canadian Prepper and the guy that Atlas Bunker, the guy was up at Canadian Prepper's shop, and that's when I first saw them. He was showing them Goldbacks. But let me pull it up really quick. I had it here, and I think you can just go to goldbacks.com. Hang on just a second, folks. Goldbacks.com. Goldbacks Company. Let me go right to their site because they've got all their dealers on here. So let me pull this up right here. And let me enlarge this so you can see the whole screen. Okay. see, is this going to work? Sorry, folks, I didn't have this keyed up, and I want you to be able to see it. So one Goldback, $3.84. So what is a Goldback? It's actually, they figured out a process. Because the problem with gold is like 1 ounce, which is a wafer, right? I mean, it's just a, let's see if I can show you about how big an ounce of gold is. This might even be a little too big. It's just a little wafer. And that's like $1,800, right? An ounce of gold. So somebody figured out a process to, and that's been the problem if we have a currency collapse, an ounce of gold's likely to be $20,000. How are you supposed to go trade when your minimum piece of gold is worth $20,000? So somebody figured out this brilliant idea to make these Goldbacks, and it looks just like a bill, but it's a sliver of gold. So let me see if I can. They explain it here. All right. Let me scroll down. So this is at goldbacks.com. So the Goldback is the world's first physical interchangeable gold money that is designed to accommodate even small transactions. Gold has risen 25% in the last 4 years in the 4 largest currencies during the last 5 years. The Goldback solves a 2,600-year-old problem in that gold can be spent in small interchangeable increments. Okay. So let me see if I can get right down to, let's see, where to buy. So if you click on this link, it's got a list of where you can get them. And I went to, where was I? Where to buy Goldbacks. Right here is all the people that deal in selling these. And I was at, let me find it here. Alpine Gold, Money Metals, Finest Knowing, I was there. So Goldbacks, you can buy them through this company, right? So there's a 1/1000th of an ounce is $3.45 to $3.48, okay? Then as you go down, you can get larger cuts. This is 1/200th ounce. I think I'm reading that right. $17.39. 1/100th of an ounce, $34.78. And you can go down. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy this 5-piece collection, which is, can you guys see this? $316.47. And then you have some different denominations. So this is really, really cool, actually, because you're going to have, I mean, it folds. I mean, it's like a bill, but it's a shaving of gold. And these would be great for when the crap hits the fan, to have a way to trade. So I'm going to get some of these because they're going to roll out. Look at folks, the tyranny's coming. They're coming after our guns. They've got the 80,000 IRS agents, which the House Republicans need to stop. Say, if you don't remove that, we're not funding the federal government. And we need to see that they got some balls, okay? This new Republican House. Because if they do nothing except have committees, Marjorie Taylor Greene was already out saying, you know, I don't want to disappoint people, but, and she's a firebrand, right? She said, we don't have the Senate, so we can't penalize these people. We can find them guilty of stuff, but we don't have the ability to sentence them or whatever, right? But they have the power of the purse. The House does, and they got to use it. If it's just business as usual with now Republicans investigating, we're screwed, okay? But they're going to come up with this Fed coin is coming. They've already said they're going to roll it out. Trial. They're already doing it at the New York Fed with MasterCard and some of the charge card companies. They're going to roll out the Fed coin this summer, maybe late spring. And eventually they're going to tie it to the ESG, okay, environmental, social, and governance. And it's going to be complete tyranny of our currency. They're going to say, I've said this for years, all that money, that they're not getting their hands on, right? And in some cases, they've got a legit bitch, like drug dealers, making billions of dollars and not paying tax. They want to stop all that stuff, right? And the drug dealers and some of the politicians have been using the crypto coin to launder money through Ukraine. That whole story. So they're thinking, and people that just do normal everyday business for cash without the government knowing about it, because the Democrats, the communists, they stay in power by taking from the producers and giving to the lazy people that vote for them, the worthless pieces of crap. That's how they stay in power. They divide us. They blame the rich, pit the rich against the poor, black against white. Those that got the vitamin, that didn't get the vitamin, however they can divide us. And they always need a scapegoat to blame. And the reason you don't have anything is because the rich, we're going to take their money and give it to you. We're going to pay for your college. It's going to be free. You don't need to pay for your college loans, yada, yada. So they're going to roll out this Fed coin, and then they're going to say cash is illegal. They made it illegal once to own gold, folks, in this country. Look it up. So you're going to, let's just say they roll this thing out in May. By October, they say it works really good. The country needs to keep track of all the money, and we're going to make this now permanent, and you have till the end of 2023 to turn your cash in. After that, it is illegal or worthless paper. So this goldbacks is a good alternative to how we can do business with one another and not have to deal with this Orwellian financial system they're going to build. And so I like this idea of the goldbacks. Silver, I was looking where I buy my silver, a guy in Florida, and I cannot believe how much American Eagles are now. I had no idea that they'd really shot up. But he has a good deal. Go to silver50.com. Do your own, look, I'm always hesitant to recommend people when they're dealing with gold and silver. So, find someone you trust. I can just tell you, I bought from this guy a couple of times, and he seems fine to me. But it's silver50.com. Matter of fact, I got time. This isn't a real long video. Why don't I just pull it up really quick, and I will show it to you. So let me do this. So if you go to silver50.com, you'll see silver, daily deals, gold. If you click on, I think these are, in my opinion, silver, right there. And then you can go silver rounds over here to the right. He's out of stock of the two of them, but he does have these Buffalo nickels stampings. And what this is, just so you know, it's one full troy ounce. It's a silver round, one full troy ounce of silver, and they're stamped to look like a buffalo nickel. So they have the Indian head on one side and the buffalo on the other side. And you can see right now, if you buy 40 to 99 of those, he's charging $28.04 a piece. This will change as spot silver changes. This is with the premium. I think you're just missing shipping. If you get 100 to 499, they're $27.74 a piece. And if you buy 500 to 5,000, they're $27.54. So you don't save a whole lot between buying under 100 to buying over 500. But I'll just let you know that people have asked me before where to get silver. There's probably a lot of places out there. This just happens to be one that I have used. and I had a positive experience. So, but it's been a few years since I bought anything from this person. But silver. Let me go back just so you know what I'm talking about. American Eagles. Any of you that bought American Eagles? Let me go back. Silver. Silver coins right here. American Eagles now. This kind of blew my mind. So silver American Eagle coins, 1 troy ounce, $40.89 a piece. So that's why those Buffalo, because it's only it's 1 troy ounce of silver. So why pay $40.89 when you can go over to these silver rounds and buy these Buffalo stampings because it's still 1 troy ounce of silver, 0.999 silver round, 1 troy ounce. So that's at silver50.com, SILVER50.com. But I am going to get some gold backs, folks. Anybody if you have a company you've been buying your gold backs from, I just happened to pick that one off of their list. Maybe shoot me an email at SOL1773@outlook.com, SOL1773@outlook.com. If you had a good experience with whoever you bought your gold backs from. But I think all of us should buy some of those. They're not huge money. I mean, you can get 10 or 12 of them even and put them away. But maybe that's how we're going to start dealing with one another. But if we usurp their tyrannical ESG Fed coin, they're going to make this crap illegal, make it a felony, 5 years in prison for owning a gold back. Think they won't do it? But if we've already got them and we're trading with one another, none's the wiser. And then I think the other way around it is we do bartering, right? For instance, my friend Dan that's got a water well drilling company. Maybe there's something I could do for him. He wants an old car restored or something, and we could swap, right? I get a water well and he gets a roof on his house or something. Try to figure out equal value, trade your labor with one another. I mean, that's you got to figure out what your skill set is and figure out what how to barter. Grow an abundance of food more than you need. There will be a great barter item, trust me. This gun bill just no surprise, but it's like they're not. They don't care who they piss off, right? They don't care. Look at. What I do with my Constitution. I just had it here. Here it is. They don't care about this document. It's just a road bump for them. Luckily, thank God that enough MAGA people came out in 2016, because I think Hillary pretty much thought she owned that. And I think there were so many of us that came out and voted, we overcame whatever their games were. You know what I'm talking about? And Trump won. And Trump was able to appoint, right? 1, 2, 3, wasn't it? Three Supreme Court justices. Miles better than what the Democrats would have nominated to the Supreme Court. So think if Hillary, just think of that, folks. Had Hillary won, and she was the one that puts 3 evil people on the Supreme Court, we'd be effed. It'd be over. So we cannot allow them. I'm gonna tell you this gun bill here. They're gonna take honest, law-abiding people, right? Because they're not worried about the criminals. I think a gun bill affects a criminal. Matter of fact, criminals love gun control, especially if it's complete and utter gun control to where they can go up on homes and not worry about getting their guts shot out with a 12 gauge or their head blowing off. Hey, these are all the honest people, and God bless the Democrats. They passed absolute gun control. There's no guns, guys. We got ours. Let's go rape and pillage and loot. But we do have our guns. And I'm just going to tell you, law-abiding people, a bill like this is going to turn law-abiding citizens into felons. That's what it's going to do. I can tell you, I know these people in northern Michigan. They are not going to register their guns. It ain't going to happen. And I feel bad. I'm not a big fan. I like law enforcement, but I will tell you the state police reports to the governor directly. They're not like the sheriff and your deputies in your county. All right. I've met some nice state police officers, but if any of them aren't working for the governor, she'll fire them. They'll lose their pension. I mean, they're going to follow orders. And I hate to say it, but the state police is not going to be loved at all in Michigan if they take part in this stuff. So gun registration leads to gun confiscation. And if you think they would stop with just registering, their scary black guns, don't think that for a minute. You already got to register your pistols, right? I have a concealed carry. Long guns, though, we've never had to, and it needs to stay that way. If they wanted to do something decent to stop gun violence, because all these mass shooters have been on some sort of psychotropic. They've been dealing with depression, almost every one of them. Maybe they need to figure out a way to cross-reference when people buy their guns. And I don't even know if I'm a fan of this, to be honest. But to find out if they're dealing with if they're on certain drugs that most of these mass shooters have been on, and not allow those folks to get a gun until I don't know, because you give the government an inch and they'll just abuse it. But at least that is actually working toward the problem. That's not, look at the bottom line is they don't give a crap about that. What they give a crap about is that we are an armed people, and for them to put their jackboot tyranny on us, they need to disarm honest people, because they know in the end of the day, we will stick up for our rights using our 2A if need be, and they want to take that away. That's really what it's about. They just see whenever there's gun violence as a tool to take guns away from the populace. Give me your thoughts. That's it. I'm going to end it here. Keep an eye on Ukraine. It's this all goes back to 2020. Does. All this darkness in America and the world. Trump was a businessman. I used to hear people, well, a businessman can't really do anything. I go, what are you talking about? We need a businessman running this country. And I used to see Obama with his, kick back with his feet on the Resolute desk, which is, evil, to seeing Trump with piles of papers and a working desk. I mean, files everywhere, He wants to know what the hell's going on, what the problem is, and how we can fix it. Where, Obama delegates, go figure it out. Trump's a hand-on guy. Then once he knows the problem, then he sends someone to fix it. But I digress. We're in the state we're in. And somebody, I don't think I can read that on here, this platform. I can't. All right, I'm going to end it here, Patriots. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're new to this channel, if you like the content, please subscribe. If you're a liberty-minded person, small government, I don't care where you live in the world, join our community. If you're a communist, you're probably not welcome here, okay? A totalitarian, they get in here once in a while and they'll start commenting. I just whack them. I want to be around my friends, not my enemies. There's a lot of, left-wing sites. Go to one of them. On the other hand, if you're one of us, welcome aboard. Subscribe. If you want to help grow the community, give the video a thumbs up. Comment down below and share the videos. That helps kind of bust the algorithm so we can get the content out to more people. But if you're living in Michigan, share this video. People need to be aware right now so they can start making calls. And I will say one thing, that maybe in Michigan, because a lot of these districts in northern Michigan, if they have a Democrat representative, these people hunt. They own guns. They own AR-15s. And maybe they'll light up the phone of some of the Democrats, and this thing won't go anywhere, but I think it will. I think that the left, anybody that's a Democrat now is a radical communist, and they do stick together, a really tight group, and they're united in destroying America and our freedoms, and everything that's good and right. All right, that's it. See you. Bye.